All right, Shalom Akim. This is Yahba Tazah. I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Shemel Washai. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Much love and respect to all you brothers out there doing the work in sincerity and truth, striving for the hopeful elect, enduring all afflictions and seeking out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Yahweh Shemel Washai Wahabra Kodash Barakatam Akim. All right, I just want to go into this chapter here, Matthew chapter 18, regarding the little ones, and just just expound on that and just go into these verses here in this chapter regarding that, and go into actual a personal experience being called this name by an individual, or that title, and how I looked at it as being spiritual to me at that time when I was being called that particular name. And just basically to remind brothers that the elect, that small remnant, are those little ones that are made up of men, women, and children. Okay, and even the men in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahushua are likened unto little ones. They're precious and close and dear to him, and those are the ones he's protecting. He's going to protect, and any that offend and despise and reject and do manner of evil towards the Most High is going to recompense that upon your own head. And I'm talking to you 2/3 Negro Latinos and Native American Indians as well, not along with Esau and the other nations. They're all going to catch it, okay? Because when you mess with the little ones, you're touching the apple of the Most High's eye, man. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump into that experience that I had went through, going back probably 5 years before I get into the scriptures. Well, at one of my last jobs, going on 5 years ago, there was these group of guys that came from a city called Rock Springs, south of Texas, and I'd never heard of this place, but they came down. A lot of people liked them, but it turned out a lot of those dudes, they were crazy. And they were real, they would backstab people. They were malicious, you know what I'm saying? They were very wicked individual men that came from this city or this town, whatever the hell it is. And, a lot of people liked them, but they started showing their colors there at work. And, one of them was my driver, and then another one was like related to all them. He was younger than me. He was like the youngest one out of all them guys. And, real quick, that city, they would tell me there was a lot of murders, a lot of drug trafficking, kidnappings and stuff like that there in that city called Rock Springs. And, I was like, whatever, it don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? We're just here to do work. Let's get this shit done. Well, one of them, like I said, became my driver. And he would always, like, through the spirit, I always get these. I would get these feelings through the spirit, or see certain things. And with this individual, and he would sing songs having to do with like they're watching you or someone's watching you, and he would look at me, and I would laugh about it, and then it got to a point where he started calling me little one. So anytime he asked me what was going on or whatever, he was like, "What's going on, little one?" Or, "What do you need me to do, little one?" And to me, I saw it as a like he was scoffing and mocking at me, but also fulfilled prophecy, because that's what Yahweh Shai calls us, little ones. His elect. I'm not saying I'm part of that number, but that's what Yahweh Shai has called his elect, little ones. So the 2/3, these demons, they know that. They may not know consciously, but through the subconscious, something's going on. And what I went through was just that. He was calling me little one, and I never said anything. I never said, "Don't stop calling me that," or nothing like that. He would just always call me that, and I would respond to him, because these dudes, they were crazy. So I didn't really try to buck up to them. I would let them know certain things, but certain things I didn't. I was being circumspect. But just going back to how the little ones, the Most High is taken care of, man. And whether you're at a job, at home, at school, it don't matter where you're at, the Most High is going to be there. Okay, no matter what these scoffers, these mockers attempt to do or say, they can't touch you. They can't do nothing to you, man, at the end of the day. All right? And you have to have faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Because those people that have offended you and said manner of evil about you and and conspired against you, you know what I'm saying, done all manner of evil, they're going to be touched eventually. Okay? So this is Matthew 18:1. At the same time came the disciples unto Yahweh Shai, saying, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? So the disciples, they were disputing amongst themselves, who was the greatest. And Yahweh Shai called a little child unto him and set him in the midst of them, and said, verily I say unto you, except you be converted and become as little children, you shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as a little child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. And we know all these men out here, they're all carnal. They're puffed up. They think they're actually somebody. They're not like little children. They're not humble. Let's go into that word humble here in verse 4. Humble. The outline of biblical usage, it says to make low, bring low, to level, to reduce to a plane. Metaphor, to bring into a humble condition, reduce to meaner circumstances. A sign, or to assign a lower rank or place to a base, to be ranked below others who are honored or rewarded. And that's how the elect are, man. Even you Negro Latinos and Native American Indians that have no power, and you know you don't have that power. So what do? You bow down the shoulder. It says to humble or abase myself by humble living, to lower, depress, to one's soul bring down one's pride, to have modest opinion of oneself, not thinking highly of yourself. Like I said, these guys out here, they think high of themselves. But like Paul, he boasted himself a little. He said, you trust in the flesh, so do I. But at the end of the day, we all know who Paul trusted in. It was Yahweh Shai. But he was letting all these men that he can meet you at that level too. So can we brothers, man. We can, just because it don't matter the height, whatever, we're bold as a lion, man. Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai has given us faith. Look what King David did when he withstood Goliath. All those other men were afraid of Goliath, the champion. But King David was like, man, who's this guy that defiles the power of the God of Israel? So he told him exactly what he was going to do. And he slew that motherfucker and cut his head off as soon as he dropped him. But because you're humble doesn't mean that you're weak, or because you can't do nothing. I've seen it many times. A lot of guys that were humble, patient, they kicked ass. You know what I'm saying? So it says to behave in an unassuming manner, devoid of all haughtiness. Okay, so basically, someone that is humble, it goes into different context of that word humble. But you have to be humble in a sense to says right here, Strong's definition, to humiliate or abase, bring low or humble. So you got to put down your pride. You got to be of a lowly spirit. But being here in the condition of this hellhole here in America, you have to be bold as a lion. You have to have a adamant, a face that is hard against their faces. But a lot of these guys are not that. They're not willing to be brought down, or to lower their standards, to lower themselves, to be humble. But Yahweh Shai said you have to be this way. All right. It says, and whosoever shall receive such little child in my name receiveth me. And they're not careful with who they deal with. You know, they talk shit about you. They'll spread lies about you, manner of evil, maliciously. You know, which I'm going to go into this word, Lord willing. I'm going to continue to read. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones, which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. So it was better off that you should have killed yourself, basically, man. I remember going years back when I first came into the truth, and I used to get on the conference calls. I believe Dion, the head camp of Dallas, would have them, the brothers from Dallas, with the other brothers from everywhere. You know, I would join the conference calls, and I had asked a question about this verse, about it. You know, is this having to do with like suicide? You know, and I would think a brother said no, but it really, when you think about it, that's what it's saying. It's better off. They were better off by destroying themselves, man, than to offend a little one, because they're going to be destroyed. And it's going to be way harder. It's going to be devastating to them. All right. It says, woe unto the world because of offenses. For it must needs be that offenses come. But woe to that man by whom the offense cometh. You see? So all our enemies are going to be consumed. They're going to be dealt with, judged, man. All our enemies. Every single one of them. Even the ones that just thought evil of you. You know? You never had any kind of relation with them, no kind of run-ins. It was just a thought. You know, they're like, who the fuck is this? Fuck that dude. I don't like him. I just don't like him. I don't like the way he looks. You know, I don't like the way he makes me feel when he comes around. I don't get him out of here. Get him out of my presence. You're gonna be judged for that shit, man. You know? And they're gonna be like, why? And the Lord's gonna show them their thought, because the Lord, nothing can escape Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You know, not your thoughts, not your words that come out of your mouth, your actions. Everything is exposed to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. But it says, but whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Just like Judas Iscariot. What did he do? He offended Yahweh Shai and the apostles. You put all them brothers in jeopardy, man. And ultimately had Yahweh Shai put to death. What did he do? Hung himself. It's the same thing, man. All these dudes out here, they're going to fucking kill themselves. They're going to be bugging out. Mocking and scoffing after us, brothers. It says, woe unto the world because of offenses. For it must needs be. It says, for it must needs be that offenses come. So we know, you know, offenses have to be played out. Brothers are going to have to be offended. You know, people are going to have to mock you, scoff at you, you know, fire you from jobs unjustly, hit you, abuse you, use you, take advantage of you, neglect you, because the word said it's going to happen. But we have to remain as those little children, man. You know, a lot of guys, because like I've been telling the brother that over here in Midland, you have a spiritual checkpoints in your life as you grow, man. And within each of those checkpoints, when you grow, it's a test in itself, because you want to always remain as a little child, man. Meaning that you ain't grown stubborn, you ain't grown saying I'm a man, I could do whatever I want, nobody could tell me shit. That's you already. You're becoming carnal, man. You're not a spiritual man. You're not depending on Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. So every now and then, when you age, you're hitting these certain checkpoints of the spirit, and you're going through that. You know. And you know, that's there's nowhere in the scriptures that verify that, but you know, through the spirit, that's something that I've experienced. And I've always questioned certain brothers, or not brothers, but another brother, you know, how old are you? And it seems like the first checkpoint, one of the first checkpoints of growing and your adulthood is around 25 years old. Is whenever that, I don't know if it's the first one, second, third, I can't tell you, but I know from what I experienced and what I saw and what I see is during around that time is whenever you start going through that process of one of those checkpoints, and you need to check yourself, but you'll feel it in the spirit. So brothers will be like, oh man, I don't know what I'm feeling this way. I'm going through something, because you're going through, you might be hitting that level of growth, but you have to overcome that and still remain as a little child, because how is a grown man going to be a child? Like Nicodemus, as Yahweh Shai, how can a man again enter in his mother's womb, and be born again? But he said you had to be reborn of the Spirit. So everything's spiritual. You see what I'm saying? So it says, I'm going to jump down to verse 10. Take heed that you despise not one of these little ones. For I say unto you that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of my Father which is in heaven. For the Son of Man is come to save that which was lost. So the angels of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai are over the little ones, man. And they're beholding the face of the Father. I mean, they're giving account to the Father of what offenses are coming upon his elect, the chosen. So I'm going to go into that word offense. I'm going to look up that first word, offend. It might be the same thing, which to me right here in the Greek, it looks like scandal. Okay? So that word here in the outline of biblical usage, it says to put a stumbling block or impediment in the way upon which another may trip and fall, a metaphor to offend. Okay? So the scriptures say that you're not supposed to put a stumbling block before a brother, man. So that's what these people, they be doing. They be doing scandalous shit like that. Especially like at jobs, and, police officers, they'll write a false report on you, or they'll plant stuff on you. You can't trust people out here. Okay? They'll put words in your mouth, words that you never said, to demonize you, It says to entice to sin, to cause a person to begin to distrust and desert one whom he ought to trust and obey. You see? To cause to fall away. To be offended in one, that is, to see in another what I disapprove of and what hinders me from acknowledging his authority. Okay? To cause one to judge unfavorably or unjustly of another, since one who stumbles or whose foot gets entangled feels annoyed. To cause one displeasure at a thing, to make indignant, to be displeased, indignant. Okay? So that's what that word offend means. I'm going to come down here to the Strong's definition. To entrap, that is trip up, figuratively stumble, or entice to sin, apostasy, or displeasure, to make offend. Okay? And I remember, like that entice to sin is somebody like saying, hey man, like somebody like is above you. You may have been like, hey, can I come in over the weekend to, get extra hours? And he's like, yeah, that's cool, man. Just text me and let me know when you're coming. That way I can add extra hours on your timesheet. But then you're like, you can't go with that, because they could use that text message as you, setting you up, man. So you have to be circumspect to these certain things. They'll be smiling at you, it depending on the circumstance, on how your job works, but they'll be smiling at you, giving you these offers, and you don't take anything from them, man, because it's a scandal, it's a setup, it's a stumbling block. Okay? They'll tell you that, hey man, you can trust me, come talk to me about anything, whatever it troubles you, and all they're trying to do is gather intel, man. And you don't want to be like that. You don't want to be found simple. You don't want to never trust thine enemy, man. Okay? So I'm going to look up that word, scandal. Alright, I already have it up. Scandal, it says a publicized incident that brings about disgrace or offends the moral sensibilities of society. Okay? And that's what these things do. When you found scandal, in a scandal, they're demonizing you. They're putting you up to public shame. Okay? And you don't want to, that's why the Lord says to live a life, live your life honestly. It says a person, a thing, or circumstance that causes or ought to cause disgrace or outrage. You see? Damage to reputation or character caused by public disclosure of immoral or grossly improper behavior, disgrace. Talk that is damaging to one's character, malicious gossip. See? So that's how these offenses come. So through talking shit about a brother, by thinking shit about a brother, or raising a false report, bearing false witness, all these things are offensive towards the elect, man. And you will be dealt with. Whether you think you're right or wrong, the Lord is a judge. And he's judging a righteous judgment for the elect. The elect, that's their judge, man. That's their lawyer that's gonna win. Okay? You can pray to Jesus, you can pray to Allah, you can pray to Buddha, you can pray to your false God. That's not gonna help you in this case. I got a scripture right here in the book of Luke, chapter 18, verse 1. And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought to always pray and not to faint, saying, there was in a city a judge which feared not God, neither regarded man. And there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of my adversary. And he would not for a while. But afterward he said within himself, though I fear not God, nor regard man, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. And the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge saith. And shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? Okay? So the Lord is going to avenge the elect, man, that cry day and night for being publicly put to shame. Whether it's being done literally, brothers are being put to shame on television, which, it's gradually getting to that point. You got guys on YouTube making videos about brothers, other Israelites making making videos on other brothers. That's all gonna come back on you, man. That's why it's very careful. The best thing to do for a lot of people is just shut up, because every idle word you shall speak, you shall be held accountable for, man. So all these judges, lawyers and police officers, sheriffs that had done unjust judgment towards the Negro Latinos and Native American Indians, you're going to be judged for that, man. All you managers, you supervisors, all right, all y'all gonna be judged too. You can be like, well, I never killed nobody. No, but you taking a man's bread from his table, meaning his paycheck, his job, that is likened unto murder, man. Because you're not only killing him, but you're killing his family. All right. So right here where it says French scandale, it says cause of sin, trap, stumbling block. See, same thing what we read earlier. Temptation. Okay. Scandal, a person whose conduct causes reproach or disgrace, malicious talk, especially gossip about the private lives of other people. You're not supposed to be talking about other people's lives, man. That's supposed to die within you. All right. So scandalize, that's just what it is. See if they have any synonyms. Gossip. right? Disgrace, crime, offense, embarrassment, misconduct, wrongdoing, rumors, defamation, slander, right? That's a no-no in the work industry. You can't be slandering anybody, but they still do that shit. But you know, you're not supposed to be doing that. You know, defamation, slander. See what else? You know, insult, injustice, crying shame. You know. So that's what that word is there, the blue letter. You know, scandalizo, which goes back to the word scandal. So it says in verse 6, but whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Woe, meaning destruction unto the world because of offenses. For it must needs that be that those offenses come. But woe to the man by whom the offense cometh. So if the shoe fits, wear it. And it's a big ass shoe, and you got a lot of people in that shoe, man. Because you offended the little ones. All right. Touch the apple of the Lord's eye, man. Zechariah chapter 2, verse 6. Ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith Yahweh. For I spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven, saith Yahweh. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon. For thus saith Yahweh of hosts, after the glory hath he sent unto me the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. For behold, I will shake my hand upon them, and they shall be a spoil to their servants. And ye shall know that Yahweh of hosts has sent me. See? So you're going to be under servitude to the servants. You ones that cause the offenses to come. Just like Judas Iscariot, man. He's going to have a shame on him. You know? He was an Israelite, but he's going to have a shame on him for taking part with the enemy and you know, crucifying the Lord, man. Yahweh Shai. You know, just like recently here at my job, an Edomite told a Judite, right? The Judite is a sellout. Told the manager, an Edomite, straight up, he looks like fucking Donald Trump, white hair and a red face, like damn devil. He don't even know that I know he's a devil, and he thinks he's slick. That's the beautiful thing about Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. He's given us the mind frame of these devils, man, these heathens, right? He told that Judite, I'm gonna nail his ass. What did they do to Yahweh Shai? They nailed Yahweh Shai to the cross, man. And there's great offenses coming to all these corporations, all you people in the world, these businesses, all your skyscrapers, your towers are all gonna be dropped down to nothing. They're gonna be reduced to rubble. All right, and you're gonna see the elect and the chariots, man, in the heavens with Yahweh Shai forevermore, man. So we got something beautiful to look forward to, brothers, Akim, and you sisters out there, the Akwathium. So y'all keep pushing, keep doing what you got to do, stay strong, and don't let these devils win, man. These devils aren't gonna win. Yahweh Shai already got the victory, you know. This is Ecclesiastes 10:4. If the spirit of the ruler rise up against thee, leave not thy place, for yielding pacifieth great offenses. Okay? So, hold your ground. All right? Hold your ground. Do what you got to do, because those offenses are going to be paid for. You know, all this retribution, all this, you know, 40 acres and a mule shit, that's gone. Don't worry about that no more. That you ain't never gonna get that shit. Wait on Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. He's gonna give you everything, man. All right. The retribution that's coming is coming from up on high through Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, not by no man. Okay. So I looked up the word offense here. It says the outline of biblical usage says sin, guilt for sin, punishment for sin, faults, grievously, offenses, a crime or its penalty, fault, grievously, offense. Okay? So, I'm going to read it again. If the spirit of the ruler rise up against thee, leave not